25th of May 2022. Hope everybody out there is having a good day today. Start off with saying if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the month. Now this video is going to be a little touchy, and I'd like to hear from y'all, hear y'all's thoughts on how y'all feel about this. We've heard President Biden say several times already that we need stricter gun laws and that people have always been prohibited from owning firearms. He's partially correct on that. If you go back and look through history, you read up, the first Gun Control Act was 1934, was the first Gun Control Act. Before that, the laws that were enacted were pretty much laws against slaves owning firearms. That's who was prohibited. He left that whole part out. You know, you had the 1934 Gun Act, and then you had the 1938, and then you had the 1968, and then the 1993 Gun Control Act. 93 added misdemeanors on it, you know, and before then it was convicted felons. But a lot of people may not know this. If you have a marijuana card, if you live in a state where marijuana is legal and you have a marijuana card, you're automatically prohibited from buying a firearm or owning one, according to the law. There's even a line on your form when you fill it out that asks if you use marijuana. So, guys, what happened yesterday is a tragedy. But they're going to use that, and I'm telling you, they have enough push right now to get something done. It's an election year. You know, they're in control of everything up there. They have a push to get something done. This is the first time I've ever been seriously concerned with what they're able to get done up there. Some of you are going to say, well, they can't do that. They, you know, Second Amendment protects you. You know, they can't go against that. Guys, since when does that matter? I mean, you've got places up there now, you've got divisions of the government making up their own laws. It's just, this is a no-win situation here. There was also laws that he forgot to put on there that if you lived in like low-income housing, you know, projects and stuff like that, you couldn't possess firearms at them either. So he is right that some people was prohibited from owning them, but he left out who they were. Not up until, you know, the 30s did you get people actually prohibited from owning them as far as convicted felons. Before that, it was the archaic laws of slaves and people that lived in, you know, basically project houses couldn't own or possess firearms. He leaves all that out. He makes people think, well, all through time people's been prohibited, and that's not true. I'm telling you, they've got enough push up there right now to get something done, and they're going to do it. Whether, look at how much stuff they're just making up and doing as they want, you know. Guys, I've said it before, it's not the weapon doing it. It's the person behind the weapon doing it. Someone goes out on some kind of mass shooting thing like this, something is wrong with that person. It's not the weapon. Why do we always blame the weapon for it? It's the person. They've been trying to ban guns. They ban guns, stricter gun laws ever since I can remember. I'm 45. You know, just imagine if you've got kids. I've got kids, you know, I've got grandkids. Imagine what's going to happen when they get older, if we make it that far in this society without it crashing. I still don't think we will. I still think that we're on our way down and we see it every day. But what's your thoughts on this? Do you think they've got enough push to get something done? And do you think Biden should have been a little bit more clear when he stands up there in front of the whole world and tells them not everyone was always allowed to own firearms? You know, they was prohibited people, but he didn't go into who they were. Not up until 1938 did you start seeing people be prohibited, such as felons and stuff. And then you had the Brady Bill. And guys, I'm telling you, read up on this. If you got a legal marijuana card, you're technically prohibited. Think about all the vets and stuff out there who have PTSD or something like this. And some of y'all are going to say, well, they shouldn't own a firearm anyways. Well, let me ask you this. Was it okay for them to own a firearm when they were out there defending your rights? Yeah, it was. Guys, our world is crashing around us. We're not going to be able to get nothing done here. you know that they're just going to pass laws, and they've got enough push this time to do it. They've got enough push, and they'll get something done. It's an election year. And I told you yesterday, if you need ammo, you better go get it. If you're wanting a certain type of weapon, you might as well go ahead and go get it now. Because it's not going to get any better. And if you're out in public at any point in time, you've got to be aware of your surroundings. You got to keep your head on a swivel. I don't care if you're going to church. I don't care if you're going to Walmart. I don't care if you're going to the gas station. I don't care if you're going to a restaurant. You better keep your head on a swivel and be aware of who is around you. And when you go into these places, be sure you know the exits if something does happen where you can get out. You know, big places like Walmart's, Targets, all that, they've got places to get out the back. You know, you can get out the back if something's happening up front. It's come to that. It is sad that our country's come to this. That you have to, when you go somewhere, you have to be worried, hey, some psycho may come up in here and start shooting everybody. But guys, always protect yourself. Always know your exits, where you're at. And it's crazy out here. You know, I grew up where you could, when I was a kid, you'd go out and ride your bike all day during the summer. You wouldn't come home till dark, you know. Actually, you knew to come home to dark or you get in trouble, but you know what I mean. Nowadays, you can't hardly let your kids outside in the yard because you got people riding around that's yanking kids, you know. This world has just gone to crap. This country's gone to crap. It's collapsing around us. And unfortunately, you're going to hear people say, well, if you want to change it, you get out and vote. Let me tell you something. Voting is not going to fix this. They're not going to be able to fix what's going on here. This is just the way our society has fallen. From all the stuff we have to be acceptive of, all the stuff. If you disagree with somebody now, you're either a racist or an extremist because you don't agree with what they say. That's idiotic to think that way. Why can two people not disagree on something and neither one of them think bad about the other one as far as them being a racist or an extremist? Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Like or dislike the video. We're trying to hit 500 subs by the end of the month. Comment on this. Go read up the gun acts. You know, go on Wikipedia, read them up, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's out there in black and white, and you can read it. Guys, I'm worried about this country. I'm worried what's going to happen to it. You know, I already said I don't think we're going to make it very much longer. But we'll get another video up here in a little bit. But y'all give me your thoughts on this. What do you think? You think they got enough push to get it done? I do. I do think they've got enough push this time. Stay safe out there. Be aware of your surroundings and always keep your head on a swivel out there.